As you all may have seen or heard by now, Modern Warfare 3 has been confirmed, and I'm sure you guys have probably seen tons of videos already breaking down the entire event and looking deeper into things. So rather than doing the exact same thing as everyone else, today's video is just going to be highlighting some of the key points of the Zombies mode and what we could expect to see. So to start things off, although Sledgehammer Games are making majority of Modern Warfare 3, this year's Zombies mode is actually being done by Treyarch. Now, most of you will probably be worried by this news, as you might be thinking they shouldn't be the ones making this mode. They should really be spending the time working on 2024 Call of Duty so they can give us the best Zombies experience they can. But at the end of the day, guys, it is what it is, and to be honest, if anyone's touching Zombies, I only want it to be Treyarch. So I know it's jarring to hear, but it's also kind of good news as well in its own way. Now, from what we're being told, Modern Warfare 3 Zombies will be the biggest Zombies experience to date, and this also includes a brand new open world Zombies experience, which is going to be taking place on the largest Zombies map in COD history. Now, straight away, those are some very bold statements to be making, so if they fail to deliver on these claims, the trust levels are going to go down again, and quite frankly, they can't afford any more hiccups, because they've already done us dirty on many occasions, and when I say they, I'm mainly talking Activision here, as they are the ones who literally call the shots. Now, in terms of the classic foundations, or as I like to call it, the golden formula, the typical round-based option will not be featured in this year's Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and this mode will be made up of a hybrid between Outbreak from Cold War and DMZ from Modern Warfare 2. Now, of course, if you was to hear this statement from a friend, most likely this will kind of put you off, right? Since, let's be honest, just by hearing that, it doesn't really sound like anything is new. However, what does make it a little different is instead of your typical 4-player squad, you'll now have 4 teams of 6-player squads with a maximum of 24 players on the map at once, which is very different, as normally we've only ever been allowed to have 4 players at once, and with this mode being player versus environment and not player versus player, this means we will see multiple squads teaming up on the same map taking out hordes of zombies, which low-key, when you put it into perspective, it does sound incredible. Now, we will also still have access to the classic elements that make up Zombies, such as the perks, Pack-a-Punch machine, mystery box, but they will also be carrying over Cold War's upgrading system, where you can make yourself more powerful through upgrading the various tiers as such. Now, in terms of the actual storyline, as far as I'm aware, we're a part of a team that goes by the name Operation Deadbolt, very similar to the Requiem group from Cold War Zombies, and back then the enemies were called the Omega group, whereas this time round the new enemies are called Terminus Outcomes. And this storyline will again come with full cinematic scenes and characters that will communicate with you as you progress through the story or complete missions, just like Samantha Maxis did back in Cold War Zombies. So with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies being very similar to DMZ and Outbreak, you might be thinking, what's the real connection here? Well, Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is primarily going to be an extraction based game loop very similar to DMZ, where you're given a 60-minute timer to do exactly what you need to do before you're forced to exfil off the map, in which if you're successful you're granted X amount of loot in XP, and then you rinse and repeat the whole process all over again. Now, you and your squad can also complete various contracts which will grant you points, in which you can buy perks or spin the mystery box, and you can even loot the map as you normally would and sell scrap items to the vendor for additional points. Now, apparently this map will feature various zones such as low, medium and high, and as you gear up you'll be able to progress through these zones, as you should have enough firepower to deal with what comes at you, and of course if you're unprepared and just try to run straight into the dangerous areas, more than likely you're going to end up dying. In addition to this, around the map you'll also be able to find weapon cases and special loot such as perk cans or wonder weapons, and if you manage to exfil with these items, you can actually use these as a bonus item at the start of next game for an instant boost. And this feature goes by the name Acquisitions. Now, another cool feature is something called Schematics. Now, what this actually means is around the map you can find various blueprints of different weapons, and again, if you exfil successfully, you'll be granted permanent access to the weapon at the main menu, where you can go ahead and build these weapons and use them for the next game, but of course these will be used on a cooldown timer. So essentially, you could craft a ray gun or craft a juggernaut can, you can activate it, and then when you load up the game, you're going to be starting off stronger than everyone else. Now, most of you by now will have heard the infamous 60-minute timer that is going to be implemented into this year's Zombies mode. Applying this to the Zombies mode for me is where I fall back into that undecisive, unhyped mode, as with this mode claiming to be the biggest Zombies experience to date, the last thing I want happening to me is to be rushed off the map I'm enjoying and forced to essentially restart when I may already be so far in that just out of pure frustration, I wouldn't want to do a second playthrough. And this is where momentum comes into play, and this could be a huge risk factor that they need to consider before fully launching this mode, in my personal opinion. Now we've covered quite a bit so far, but the one thing we haven't mentioned yet is the actual map's name. And that is because the map's name has not been revealed as of yet, and we haven't seen any actual clear-cut evidence of what the map will look like. However, there is a rumour flying around that this map overview right here is apparently going to be the new Warzone map, Las Almas. And this is the map that could feature in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Obviously nothing is confirmed for now, so please take it with a pinch of salt, but at the very least it does give us something to talk about. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you want to know any further details about Modern Warfare 3's campaign, multiplayer or zombies, feel free to shoot me a message or drop it down in the comments below, or even just look around on YouTube. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Please go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.